Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Naz.
Office Bloke Aidan.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
And you know what that means with Office Bloke Mike in the studio? Only means one thing.
It's going to be terrible.
It's Premier League review time. So it's international break.
Got a lot to go at.
We've played, 12 games now?
I hate the international break.
Yeah, international break's naff,
It
innit?
seems to come around every 2 weeks, doesn't it?
It's just bobbins. I just, as soon as I hear it, I just go,
I know.
It's like, why?
It just deflates you, doesn't it?
It does. It takes all the fun out of everything. It's like the end of the season.
But I think it's the last one now till, is it March or something? Next one.
That'll roll around quick.
But I know,
I know. And it'll come right when you're bubbling down towards the running to the season end. League Cup final will be around about then as well, won't it? That's around about March. And then it'll just be like, another international break, and then you've
got England playing Malta again or something.
Yeah, England playing the Faroe Islands and and Indonesia in a friendly. Yeah, and they take everyone away. They don't play all the fringe players. They play all the ones that you don't want to be playing because it's peak season sort of thing.
Don't want to get injured.
Don't want to get injured. Yeah, I
think a few have dropped out already, haven't they? As suspected.
Yeah,
but,
Bellingham being one.
He's got
the big high profile one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just wish I hope City ones drop out. That's why
Have you seen him?
Rico Lewis has gone now as
Mate,
well.
there's loads of City players that have been pulled out of the international squad.
For different scenes.
Yeah, for like different nations.
Good. Because you don't want your players flying down to Argentina and Brazil and places like that.
Yeah, a long way some of them, aren't they? So
yeah. Anyway, we're going to concentrate on the Premier League. So where are we and where do we stand? Where are we up to?
Quick recap. Quarter of the season gone now. 12 matches.
What we predicted at the start as well. I mean, we all kind of predicted that the bottom three were going to be sort of like in that era of the three that came up: Burnley, Sheffield.
I don't know.
Luton. Yeah,
I don't know. Like went down. We were all talking.
I don't think I said Burnley would go down though.
I think we all said Burnley and Sheffield might be the ones. That
I said Luton and I said Sheffield would finish rock bottom and Luton.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't remember what I said about Burnley. I'm with AD.
I think I said Burnley would finish not relegated,
because I thought they finished as champions and were playing quite good football. I think company's been doing a good job there. So I certainly thought Luton, Sheffield United, I think were down there. I'm not sure who else I said. I might have said Forest.
I think I said Everton. One of the big surprises I said was Spurs. I think will be down there. And don't get me wrong, we had a conversation about 3 weeks ago at City in the box we were in, and I said Spurs are 2 injuries away from being bang average,
in trouble.
And they got 2 injuries. They got sending off. They had a nightmare game against Chelsea.
Yeah.
Chelsea, to be fair, they were banging on the commentators were banging on about Chelsea, and it's Nicholas Jackson getting a hat trick against a 9-man Spurs. I think I get a hat trick against 9-man Spurs.
Exactly.
Especially the line they were playing. And they got Eric Dyer in the back playing a high line.
It was incredible. They literally played on the halfway line, weren't they?
I was like, what are you doing?
But at the same time, Wales it worked for a lot of the game.
It did, and Son had a breakaway where he could have, if he'd have scored, he makes it 2-1 for Spurs.
Yeah.
And then Spurs close up shop probably and just sort of like everyone drops back, probably takes Son off and put another sub on, another defender on.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you've got like a 6-man defence for Spurs just trying to hold out for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Then instead they went the other way and tried to get the win.
And it backfired in the end, didn't it?
Backfired. It happened at Wolves. So you'll see Spurs drop like a stone, I think, because they've got Maddison injured. They've got Van der Ven injured.
Van der Ven, he's been doing pretty well at the back, hasn't he?
Romero's on a suspension for a couple of games, 3 games.
I think we always thought that a couple of injuries they might struggle a bit more.
I never
thought they were going to win the league or anything like that. But
it's Maddison's a key one from Richarlison's injured, I think.
They've not really got a playmaker now. No. Who's going to give the ball to Son? Who's going to...
Eric Dyer.
Listen, Richarlison scored about the same amount of goals as Vegas last season. Even if he's fit, what does he do?
No.
Honestly.
No, I think Richarlison's another one of them players that's severely overrated.
Same here.
Yeah,
I think he thinks he's better than he is as well. I think he's one of those.
Yeah,
it's definitely Sturridge type.
Yeah, Sturridge, Sancho, him. There's a bunch
United, Anthony.
He's the king of it. He's number one.
He can spin round on the pitch with his own around him now.
I forgot about him. Anthony. Yeah, he's the king of it, isn't he? Hey, look at me, walked around like a peacock. Hey. Give him the ball, he don't know what to do with it. I'm not sure he's ever played football before.
I know, yeah.
He's proper blagged his name. He's Dele Alli's brother. Not Dele Alli, Ali Dyer.
Ali Dyer,
Dyer's brother.
Cousin. I think he'll be on his way anyway, but
just scroll.
We digress slightly.
Just scroll to the top 8. I know we've got a picture of the league. We're just to recap what we're doing here. I think the top 10 is probably shaped to where we kind of expected it. Villa was my surprise team of the year. When I said at the start, I said Villa will be the one that I think might break into the top 4, and I think they are.
Still possible, still doing well.
They've got a very good manager.
They're right there, aren't they?
The manager doesn't lose many games. Unai Emery, he doesn't know. He's a very safe manager. He plays safe, not to concede. And I know they got trounced. I think it was 6-1 by someone. Brighton was it?
Yeah.
And
No. Villa beat Brighton 6-1.
Oh, is it that way?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was the other way. Yeah, so Villa beat.
First game of the season, Newcastle, they lost 5-1.
That's right. Newcastle stuffed them, didn't they? But again, Newcastle are sort of like finding now that playing in the Champions League and having to field a proper team is different to playing in the Carabao Cup.
It's a lot harder, isn't it?
It's a lot harder.
I mean, I think again, I thought last season they were quite good with injuries as well. I think Isak was out for a while, wasn't he? But I think most of the season, I think the main players were there, weren't they? You know, with your Chippies and Dan Burns and your midfielders and the like.
Yeah.
Obviously, the bit of a blow to the other midfielder, it's Tonali. He's obviously banned till the end of the season, so that's a huge blow for him because he looked like he could have been good, but.
I think they're just finding out that playing
it's difficult
2 or 3 times a week with the Champions League as well. You've got to field your best team in the Champions League.
Yeah.
It's not like the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup where you can get away with dropping a few players. You've got to be 100% best team out there.
But are you in Europe last season at all?
No.
No. Newcastle. No. So you could say they probably maybe overachieved last season. You know, they could concentrate on just playing in the league, couldn't they?
I think the rest of the league was just not up to par last season.
Yeah.
That's why they finished.
When you look at the strength now, I mean, you look at the top 4 there, which we're looking at: City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs. Spurs probably lost Harry Kane, who's been phenomenal actually in Germany.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think I'd be prolific in Germany, right? Eh?
If you say so, mate.
Yeah. Against,
you reckon you'll score in Germany? No chance.
Get them headers in against Freiburg.
Hey? Yeah.
Whoever they're playing. Freiburg sounds like a chicken shop. You know what I mean?
Freiburg.
Nice. But no, Liverpool, they're looking sort of like pretty solid. But again, Liverpool are another one where will their squad get them through the season? Can they keep Salah fit? With Diaz, people like that. Can they keep them fit? Jota, he's prone to a knock or two.
I think it showed a bit last season when Jota and Diaz were injured. Because I think they were out for a while last season.
Van Dijk gets injured. He's not been the same for a while. Van Dijk though. He's not been as dominant as he has been.
Yeah,
they've lost some of the key men with Milner, Henderson,
Jordan.
Like that.
Even if they're not like the best on the pitch, they're like voices in the changing rooms, aren't they?
Correct. So it's be interesting to see how long Liverpool hang on and if they can stay to the end of the season and push, because that Thursday night football takes out as well.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Like Europa League where you play in the you're playing in the
Thursday, Sunday,
Azerbaijan.
Yeah,
Tbilisi FC or whatever you're playing in Georgia. I'm not even sure that's even in Europe. And they still seem to get teams in there.
Still play there, don't they? Yeah.
So
not ideal.
Yeah, so I'm not sure with Liverpool whether they can maintain the pace with the rest of us.
Yeah.
Don't know. Even City don't look as good as they've probably looked in past seasons. It's
going to be like that. The teams are going to go, the form, you're going to go up and down. Obviously, treble last season, it's got to be a bit of a come down, hasn't it? It's got to be they've got to be thinking psychologically, are we realistically going to win all 3 again?
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be difficult. So maybe that plays a bit of a part as well. But, with other teams, Liverpool have already improved from last season, because last season they had a bit of a shocker, didn't they? So, they're improving. Villa are improving again as well.
Villa looks strong.
So, you've got some teams in there that, will be better.
Yeah.
So...
The only thing with City, how you say they've not been doing as good as last season. This time last season, compared to this season, we've got more points this season.
Yeah, I know, but we don't look as convincing in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think we looked convincing at all at the start of last season as well. But
we always get off to a slowish start, I would say. I think
it's difficult though to do that consistently throughout the whole season. We're talking like a quarter of the league gone here out. So there's a long way to go.
A hell of a long way
I think better teams, you do tend to get momentum and build it up towards the second half of the season. I think so. I think first season is just a case of getting results, points on the board. You can't play absolutely brilliant every single match. It's impossible.
Well, you look at like the pace you're going at, like you say. I still convinced Spurs are going to drop like a stone.
Yeah,
I think by Christmas Spurs will be in the top, but won't be in the top 10.
By Christmas, it's a big shout.
20 points, 26 points, 6 points off the top. What is it? 6.
Be interesting to see the fixtures anyway, but
7 points off the top 10 for coming back. So he's probably not enough games to be fair.
Yeah.
Before Christmas, well, they probably will be. But I reckon.
But then you've got to look at teams in the bottom to pick up points as well.
I was to say you've got to look at the teams below to say.
You look at the teams below them though: Chelsea, West Ham, Brighton, Newcastle, United, Villa. They're all teams capable of pushing for that top 4, top 6.
Yeah, definitely.
Sort of thing. So that's going to be a push. Chelsea are turning the corner a little bit.
Oh yeah,
You know,
I think
they had the game of the season against City the other day.
Yeah.
Classic game for me. One of the
It's
Premier
great for
classics.
the neutral. It's absolutely brilliant.
Fantastic
They
game.
have everything in it.
Yeah.
I think probably a draw. Fair
It's a fair
result in the end.
result, yeah, I agree.
I think you've got to go with that. But yeah, it's a great game to watch.
What's both your takes on? You know, when I was watching the Chelsea game, I know you went to the Chelsea City game. I watched it at home, and listening to the pundits who do me nutting anyway. I don't know why I listen to them. I have to have some sound on. I don't know why I just don't put crowd noise or something else on. But listening to the pundits, they were. I mean, rightly so with Raheem Sterling. I thought Sterling had probably the best game I've ever seen him play.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm no fan, but he had a great game.
Yeah.
To be fair,
and he's not been doing too bad this season for Chelsea. Although Chelsea, mid-table. I just think that the way the pundits went on, it was as if Chelsea had won the league.
Yeah,
and they turned this massive corner. Only 2 weeks ago, they got done by Brentford.
Yeah, exactly.
2-0 at home. Yeah, so why can't the likes of Sterling and Palmer, they're raking up Palmer, they're making Palmer sound like he's the next Lionel Messi. Right, I've seen Palmer play throughout his younger career.
Yeah,
very very good talent.
Yeah,
is he what they built him up to be? No.
No, you don't go for a match for it. No. You have to go over a whole season.
And playing against his ex-employees, of course he's going to put more effort in.
Yeah,
but why can't I want to see Chelsea put that effort in and put the same intensity in what they did against City, and I'm not sure they can.
Yeah, every match.
I'm not sure they can. I'm not sure they've got it. I'm not sure they've got the bottle to do it.
But you know, it's like some teams, they put more effort in when they play like the big teams or the champions or something. They'll put it in a performance.
Yeah.
You see it every season, don't you? Then the next week they'll go and get beat by I don't know, like
Fulham.
Luton or Fulham or something like that.
Yeah.
You just see it coming, can't you?
We had it with Southampton a couple of years ago when I think they drew 1-1 with us or 0-0 at our place. And the manager, Hasenhüttl, it was at the time, went round. He was jumping around, celebrating like they won the league. And I'm like, a bit embarrassing for me. I'd be like, if I was a player and I saw my manager celebrating a draw, I'd be like, what are you doing? Stop it.
Yeah,
we got a point.
Exactly.
Okay, we probably didn't expect a point, but still, it's a draw. We're professionals here.
Yeah, you start
in
with
the Premier League. We're in the best league in the world.
You start with a point anyway, so you don't celebrate before the match, do you?
No, he was jumping
around.
He was prancing around, and I'm like, mate, just give it. I wouldn't get too excited. And then I think they lost something like 6 on the bounce.
Yeah, well,
and I'm like, you put all your effort into
exactly.
You probably put more effort in celebrating than you did in the next game.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I want to see with Chelsea. I want to see Chelsea. Let's see what they're made of, Chelsea now. Let's see all the hype you give Sterling and you give Cole Palmer. And you give all these. You've got to remember their midfield against City. They had £200 midfielders in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
£100 million midfielders. With Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo.
That's just 2 players.
That's just 2 of their players. Yeah. So you think you kind of expect something.
Yeah.
And they're at home conceding 4 goals.
Exactly.
So let's look at the realistic side of it. We're away conceding 4 goals. I get that.
Yeah.
That happens to many clubs.
Yeah.
Brighton will tell you that against Villa. And Villa will tell you that against Newcastle.
Exactly.
Things like that. But you're at home and you're conceding 4 goals.
I think it's scratching around for consistency, to say the least, aren't they?
Yeah.
The players that they've got, they can put a decent performance in and play good football, but let's see how they get on the next half dozen matches.
When I look at Chelsea, I don't know if you feel the same way, but when I look at Chelsea and I think the amount of money you spent, some of the players I've never heard of.
Yeah,
I'm like,
every time, especially when you sit even in the team but on the bench, you look at the list and there's like 4, 5, 6 things.
Or you see players that they used to have, and you're like, how is he still getting a start if he spent all this money?
Yeah, I don't think it makes me wonder about Conor Gallagher's one of them. I quite like Conor Gallagher as a player. I think he's not brilliant, but he's not bad. At the same time, he's a middle of the road player.
He works a lot.
He's a bit like a Mason Mount. He's like middle of the road sort of player where he's never going to set the world on fire, but he's never going to be bad.
Put a bit of a shift in, so maybe it covers up for a few of the deficiencies, doesn't it? He's
either a 60 to 90 minute player or a 0 to 60 minute player. I don't think you're going to get a consistent 90 minutes out of him throughout the season. I think he's one of them hot and cold sort of thing. And I think for me with Conor Gallagher, I'm not sure whether once Romeo Lavia comes back into, is that his name, Romeo Lavia? Once he comes back into the squad. And I'm missing someone else from Chelsea as well who plays in the middle.
Chukwuemeka or something like that.
There's another one. Because what you've got then, you've got Fernandez, you've got Caicedo, you've got Lavia, and there's someone else I'm missing from Chelsea. I'm sure there is. Nkunku. So when Nkunku comes back in, does Conor Gallagher get a game?
He's more of a striker though. Or he's attacking.
He's an attacking midfielder. We had this discussion last week. He's an attacking midfielder, but you can only play so many players. So do you take away? Do you put Nkunku in instead of? For me, I think Nicholas Jackson's rubbish.
I think you take Nkunku out and put Nkunku in for Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson's
playing as a striker.
He's not ready. He's nowhere near ready for the Premier League. He's not even close. And the other day when we were watching it and the pundits were going on, and let us know what you think about it. Not necessarily if you're a Chelsea fan, and I know what you're going to say about Nicholas Jackson. Just hold fire on that because he's your player. I get that. If you're not a Chelsea fan, let us know what you think of Nicholas Jackson.
Yeah.
Because what I've seen of him so far is bobbins.
Yeah.
And he's not even a Premier League player. He's on that level of like Divock Origi. We mentioned someone else
Danny
the other
Ings.
day. No, I think Danny Ings is
Danny
better than
Welbeck,
him.
we
Danny
mentioned.
Welbeck.
Danny Welbeck's a baller right now for Brighton.
Yeah, but he's not consistent. He's not a consistent forward. But then I remember watching a programme a couple of weeks ago where you looked at consistent forwards across the world, and they said, I think it was United looking for a centre forward, and they said, okay, if United are looking for a forward, who do they go for? And the argument was they should have took Harry Kane, right?
Tottenham wouldn't sell him to United.
You wouldn't. That's right. That's right.
Period.
That's right.
People say, "Oh, they should have put the effort in." It wasn't happening. Everyone knows that.
I agree
Everyone
with
knows
that.
that.
I kind of agree with that.
They were just wasting the time like they did on the guy from Dillett.
So forget about Højlund for a minute, right? Because Højlund's a future player for United. They bought him. He's only 20 years old. They bought him for the future, sort of thing. And he's not doing a bad job at United. Okay, he's not scoring prolifically like other.
Doing well in Europe, but Premier League is finding it a bit tougher.
Yeah, it's a tough league to come into.
Yeah.
But who else as a forward do you look at around the world and think we could have got him? And the only one that springs to mind for me,
Victor Osimhen.
Bearing in mind that with the financial fair play, I don't think they could get him because they were valuing him over 100 million.
Yeah. What did you pay for Højlund?
I think it was 70 or something leading up to 70 with add-ons.
Right.
So,
so
they were talking over 100 million for Osimhen.
Right.
That's absolute, without a doubt.
Because you were talking 100 million for Kane, wasn't you?
Well, that's what the papers were saying.
Was that before Højlund?
Well, it was mentioned first Kane, wasn't it? When
so
he was going to leave.
buy Højlund, then looked at Kane. It was Kane, and then when you couldn't get Kane, you looked at alternatives, and Højlund came along.
I think I think Højlund was one of those who were probably looking at anyway.
Right.
But because they knew they wanted a striker, so I think they were looking at a few players. I think Osimhen was probably one of them.
Right.
But I think one of the things was they were looking at the cost of it as well.
The way I looked at Chelsea there, with what I'm talking about here now with Chelsea, and I'm not one. I don't care how much money you spend. I'm not asked. Spend as much as you want. In my opinion, you should be to spend freely. Forget about financial fair play. If you've got money, spend it. Right. Put £10 billion in a team if you want. Don't care. Right. If you've got that kind of money.
Yeah.
If the club fails, then deduct some points and get rid of them because you've failed. You failed the club. You failed the system. You're out. You will replace you with someone else. Bring someone else in, like I don't know, Leicester. Bring Leicester back in, or bring a team that's been in the Premier League. Whoever went down last season, whoever was the third from bottom, they come back up and you go and take their place in the Championship.
Yeah,
simple. Whatever stage of the season it is, they'll come in on your points. You go on their points, and you're done. And you can't get promoted for 2 years. Whatever the rules may be. But spend as much money as you want. All right. So I'm reading again. Chelsea spent all this crazy money, right?
Yeah.
For players that I'm thinking, name one that really stands out. I like Enzo Fernandez. I think he's a very good player.
Yeah.
But name another one that really stands out as like world class.
I think Nkunku is definitely that player. Top scorer in the Bundesliga last season.
I've not seen enough of him.
Same. I've seen him when
especially
he
in the Premier League.
I've seen him against City a couple of times. He's kind of like lanky,
he's got a hat-trick against us.
Yeah, he's kind of like lanky, gets in the way.
He's lanky.
Yeah, he's got like long legs. Like
he's only 5'8".
Yeah, but he's got like them long legs that get sort of like around a little bit. He just seems to be like lanky with his legs. His legs seem to be everywhere.
I just want to see him playing in the Premier League before I make a decision because there's been plenty of players come over. We've had a few of them that have come over to the Premier League and it just doesn't suit them.
I thought Timo Werner was going to be a good player. Because he was good in Germany.
He's a boss player.
Good player in Germany, yeah.
Yeah,
he's saying the same centre, can't you know?
With Nkunku, yeah.
And remind me what I said to you about Timo Werner.
He has to owe you money for that.
Yeah. Same thing. I said he's shite.
Same thing with Sancho. He scored loads of goals, assists. Dalton comes over here, can't do it.
Yeah.
Could be the same as Anthony now. He's had over a year now. Obviously he was a good player over here with goals and assists again, but just doesn't seem to suit in the Premier League. In Nkunku, I'd just want to see him playing over here, and then
I think Nkunku's style. I think Nkunku will do well over here.
Enjoyed the games I've seen in Europe. He's looked good, but Premier League's.
But he was doing really well at the start, like in pre-season and stuff at Chelsea as well. He was doing really well.
But now I'm reading about Chelsea. And
so was Nicholas Jackson.
Yeah, Nicholas Jackson and the rest. But now I'm looking at people like Sancho being associated with Chelsea. And Osimhen associated with Chelsea. And I'm thinking, how many players? It's like the old Nottingham Forest thing from last season. You can only field 11 players.
Yeah.
Okay, you need a squad. But what Chelsea at the moment have got a squad that would be able to play in the Champions League, the FA Cup, the League Cup and the League every day.
Yeah.
They've got a squad big enough for it.
Yeah,
but name me 3 world-class players in that team. that I can't tell you someone better than.
Yeah. Thiago Silva.
He's 38?
39.
39.
Yeah, but he's still... But to be 39...
It's 10th in the league. What's the goal difference? 5.
I don't know about world-class players. I mean,
I think Thiago Silva is a world.
Thiago Silva was a world-class player.
Reece James is good, but he's not been bought recently, though. He's come through the system, hasn't he?
Yeah. So Reece James had a very good game against City as well.
I thought we were talking more about players that they bought recently rather than ones that have been there for a while. And Reece James is through the system, so...
A bit of both.
Would you say Sterling's world-class?
Not
I wouldn't.
No, he's never been world-class.
Never?
Not world-class.
There was a year in football playing for City when he had the most goals and assists. The only two people that had more were Messi and Ronaldo.
But you're playing at City.
Sounds like a system.
I know, but there's other strikers. There's a striker. There's another winger and another striker that's also playing for City.
They're all playing in the same system where the system runs through there. And don't be wrong, Sterling is a very, very good player. All right, very, very good. Was he world class in a way? It depends how you define world class, I guess.
That's the problem when people say world class. How do you define it? What's it actually mean?
Sterling, when you look at wingers, Sterling's a winger. When you look at wingers, I mean, Sterling played as a false nine. Remember, for City for a while in that same season you're talking about, because we didn't really have a forward. We were relying on Gabriel Jesus, who was injured. So we didn't really have a forward, so they were playing false nines.
Yeah.
Foden was playing the false nine, Sterling was playing the false nine.
Kevin De
Bruyne played, and I think we had someone else who's not there anymore who was playing like a false nine as well. Torres maybe, yeah. But you look at things like that, but when you look at world-class wingers, would you class Sterling in the same bracket as Arjen Robben?
No. Not personally, I wouldn't know. I think Robin was better.
Yeah.
Would you like Ribéry?
That's what I'm saying. These are world-class. To me, there's not many. When you take world-class in my mind, I'm thinking you've got to be at the top of the game.
Yeah.
For a period of time. I mean, a really serious top player.
Yeah.
For a long time.
I think can you get in all the top teams?
Yeah.
That's why and class Bellingham as world class, because I think any team in the world would have him in the team.
Yeah. And he's kind of stepped up straight to the top. And performing very well.
Yeah.
But then you look at, but what I'm saying is, to be world class, there might not be, as a winger, there might only be 3 world class players that's ever been. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Or 4 that's ever been. Don't have to be world class just because you're the best at the moment. Don't make you world class.
Yeah. No, I get that.
The class of all the top people that have ever played that position.
Yeah.
And I don't think Sterling makes that to the top table of wingers. I just don't think he does. He's had a decent few games there. I want to see what they do at the season, because Chelsea, like you say, Chelsea should be knocking on the door for the top place.
Yeah, it's been consistent, isn't it? I mean, someone like Aidan Hazard could have been a world-class player, I think, but I'm not sure whether he was, because he was so inconsistent. He had some seasons where he was absolutely dog shit.
Would you say Aidan Hazard was world-class at Real Madrid?
No, not at all.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I think you've got to be consistent to be that as well. I think it's got to be over a few years, and you've got to be consistent.
But Eden Hazard in his when he was good at his prime at Chelsea, was probably one of the best wingers.
He probably was.
Oh, he's brilliant there,
yeah, he probably was. And that's what I'm saying about people like Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva as a centre half over his career has been world class, without doubt.
But I still say he's like top 6, 7 in the Premier League.
He reads the game very well.
Yeah, obviously he's going to be a lot slower. And
if you're picking a team right now of all the players in the Premier League, Thiago Silva's not in it.
No, I get that. Yeah. I think there's 2 centre backs better than him.
Yeah. So, but like you say, but going back to world class, Thiago Silva was world class.
Yeah.
Is he anymore? Yeah. Is he now? No, but he was.
Yeah, I'd go along with that. Yeah.
But a lot of people have retired by the time the age he is now, and you say he was a world class player,
and he's doing it in the Premier League.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Pepe's still doing it in the
Portuguese league. He scored against against City.
Pepe's, I think, is he 42? Pepe.
I don't know.
He scored the
other day. The oldest player to score in the Champions League or something like that. He scored.
So Thiago Silva scored against City, and he was the oldest person to score in the Premier League. The second oldest. 39 and 39.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mad, but yeah, it's I don't know with Chelsea. They're the team that I'm watching at the moment to sort of see what it is, because they bigged them up against City last week.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, would I want to be bigged up if I'm conceding 4 goals at home?
Yeah.
And Chelsea walked away from that game, the fans and everything outside the ground, they just won it.
Yeah.
They were chanting and stuff they just won the game.
Yeah, but it's a draw at home.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, when you should be pushing for the championship, you should be number 1 team.
To be fair though, from where they're coming from, this has been devil's advocate and it's a draw against the champions who just won the treble. Yeah. I mean, you probably see before the match
would take a draw.
Before the match, they'd probably think a draw, score draw against City. It's got to be fucking a great result.
Yeah,
without a doubt. I know you shouldn't be celebrating like you won the league or anything like that, but
it's a bit embarrassing.
Result wise, they'd probably think they'd take it.
I think for mental morale and all that kind of stuff in the head, Chelsea is a big result for Chelsea.
Yeah, could be psychologically.
But I don't know who they've got next. I've got a feeling it might be Newcastle. Who's the next?
Chelsea.
Yeah, I think it might be.
I've got a feeling their next game might be Newcastle.
Yeah, I think you might be right there.
I don't know if they'll tell us on air aid.
It'd be interesting to see. I mean, I don't know how
Newcastle away.
Then they've got Brighton, then they've got United.
Yeah, they've got a few games there where they're going to test their resolve and what they're about. They've got no European football. It's just the league what they got. I think they might also be in the.
They've got a tough run of games.
That's what I'm saying, and this is where Chelsea now. You've got City. You've drawn against City. There's 1 point. And do you see Chelsea getting many points out of them next 3 games?
I don't see Chelsea going to Newcastle and picking up any points.
And same Brighton going to Chelsea. Brighton are a good footballing team.
There's not many
stuck in.
Yeah.
They're not great. They've not won in 5.
And then you're talking fatigue's going to kick in with some of these players. Thiago Silva at 39.
Of course it will.
The pace of him, you're getting it now into 15, 16 games.
Yeah, but that's why they've signed these young centre backs and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like Axel Diassi and stuff like that.
Yeah,
he's played a good game against Disassi, whatever his name.
It'd be interesting when against Newcastle though, won't it? Because Newcastle are on a bit of a bumpy ride at a few injuries, and they're finding it tough for the Champions League, aren't they? So
I was just going to come back to
I was just
going to come back to Newcastle, so I can see where we think with Newcastle. Because we got again with Newcastle, they need to push on. They need top 4 again this season, I think.
Yeah, I don't think they'll get it.
I don't think they'll get it.
I just don't think they'll get it.
100% they won't.
I think with Europe it'd be a bit too much, even if they get knocked out Europe in the league stages, which they could do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think the squad is strong enough.
Newcastle got another couple of games where you've got Chelsea, then you've got United at home.
Yeah.
Then they've got Everton away. Then they've got Spurs away.
We've got all them. Oh yeah, we've got Newcastle, we've got Chelsea coming up, we've got Everton, we've got Galatasaray away. So.
And in between that, they've got PSG away in the Champions League.
So that's what I'm talking about. You've got Chelsea at home, PSG away, and then United at home. You've got 3 massive games. They are where you need your best 11 on that pitch at the start.
Yeah,
and it's all it's all within a week.
Yeah.
No, it's a big ask. Absolutely,
it's a tough run there for Newcastle. I think you might see Newcastle struggle a little bit there, unless they can get some of the injuries back. They might. They've got a few people out.
Is it Callum Wilson out again?
I don't know. He always seems to be out. Yeah, but again, they shouldn't really be relying just on Wilson because they've got Isak.
Yeah, he's actually decent.
Yeah.
But
I've not seen his Isak injured as well. I've not seen him for a while.
I think he might have been in the last match. I've got a feeling he went off injured as well.
The people you want to keep, the people you want to keep fit there. The key to Newcastle's success, obviously, is the centre halves you've got to keep. And I don't think.
Yeah, well, they've already lost one the whole season.
Yeah, I know.
Sven Botman.
Yeah,
was that for the whole season? Is it?
Well, no, but he's not been in the squad this.
Yeah, it's also got. I don't think Lascelles is the. I don't think he's as good as what he should be.
No.
I know he's the club captain and all that, but you've got. I think
you need
Livramento. Livramento's coming doing really well.
He doesn't play that often though.
He is now because he's doing
captain's. Trippier's there.
But Trippier's going to move to left back. Trippier
Dan
over left back.
Dan
Burn got injured. So Trippier's moved to left back. They brought in Livramento. Then Livramento's
looks all right there.
He's been solid.
He looks good going forward as well. He does.
And then you've obviously got Guimaraes.
That's who you need to
his name is.
He's a bit ruthless. Yeah, he lunges
in a little bit. You
can rattle him easily.
You can propagate his head.
So. Yeah. They're always liable to do that, aren't they? Without a doubt.
Is he Brazilian or is he Portuguese?
Brazilian.
I'm not sure, actually. Is he?
Yeah,
he's Brazilian.
You can defo get in his head, without a doubt.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a live wire.
And I tell you what, the most improved player for me moving position
ever.
Joe Linton.
Joe Linton. I know. He was
a shit forward. He was absolute dog shit. He wouldn't even get in Chesterfield's team. No disrespect to Chesterfield. He was dog shit. But now he's moved into that midfield role. He's like a world-class player.
I know.
He's a superstar in midfield for me. He's a proper handful.
It's done so well there. I mean, I hold my hands up. Because he was
most improved player.
Supposed to be forward.
Yeah.
It was funny though because I think was it during the week or last week. I can't remember who it was against. It was actually at Newcastle's ground where I think someone crossed it in and he got forward like a centre forward. And he blazed it over the bar. He pretty much had an open goal.
Exactly what I'm talking about. But
he's a sticky midfield.
He's a midfielder. He's the most improved box-to-box sort of like handful midfielder. He reminds me a bit like was it Cisse that played for Newcastle?
Yeah.
Him that always had a fucking worldie against us. Senegalese guy. I'm not sure it was Cisse. It might have been
Chiote.
No. I can't think of his name.
Cisse's a striker, isn't he?
Wasn't Cisse. He played for Spurs as well, midfielder. Sissoko.
Yeah.
He always had a worldie against us.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe Linton kind of, he's a top player, Sissoko.
Yeah.
He's a handful.
Yeah.
He was a pain in the arse.
Joe Linton, he's got the attitude, but he gets about so well, and he's a big lad, isn't he? You know, he's physical.
I think he's the most improved player I've ever seen in the Premier League.
Changing position
to being a superstar in midfield.
I think you're probably right. Yeah, he's just
absolute class to watch him play.
You've got to put hands up on the manager on that one. Though,
but I don't think it's Pochettino that's done that. No, not Pochettino. Eddie Howe.
I think it's before that.
It's way before.
Yeah.
He got Joel Linton way before.
Thanks, Steve Bruce.
Probably Steve Bruce, genius. United's next manager.
Gotta be.
I actually saw Sir Bobby Charlton's funeral thing the other day, and I was watching it, and it says, And we even got the what did he say? The legendary manager, ex-manager of Manchester United, and it's shown a little glimpse of Ferguson around the corner as he was saying it, and then it pans to an interview with Steve Bruce, and I'm like, hey, you telling us something we don't know here? But I think Newcastle have got to be careful. We've got to be very careful there. Got to get people back. They've got to use the international break to get people fit. See where they stand.
I think this season's like a bit of a reality check for Newcastle.
I think you're right. I think that's a good.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think last season without Europe, I think they sort of like coasted a bit in the league, didn't they? And I think a few teams weren't as good as they normally would have been, like your Chelsea's and Liverpool's. Yeah. They'd sort of like dropped down a level. So
Tottenham wasn't even in the picture last season as well.
No, true, and they won't be this season. I think they're going to get found out. Spurs. I think the games that they've won have been a little bit lucky.
Yeah,
they got unlucky against. I think they were very unlucky against Chelsea.
They got very lucky against Liverpool.
I think the Chelsea game where they had 2 players sent off, I actually thought them 2 players should have gone before they did.
Yeah.
So they would have been sent off for even
longer. I thought Udogie did a 2-footed tackle on Sterling. I thought that should have been a red.
Yeah.
And I think Romero kicked out.
Yeah.
And he should have gone before.
Absolutely should have done.
So I know it was petulant, I get that, but he's kicked out.
Romero's another one.
I think they're right to go though.
You can't trust him.
They're right to go off.
You just can't trust him.
But when you look at Argentinian fullbacks or centre halves, you got Romero. You had the guy from United, Rojo, same.
Yeah.
You had
Heinze. He's a bit like that as well.
And you had the general from City,
Otamendi.
They were all liabilities.
Dive in a bit, don't they?
Otamendi didn't have to stay on his feet when he first came at City.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was Mancini who got him to sort of like stand up a little bit better and sort of like not dive in as much, made him a little bit better. That's why he played in the World Cup. Because he could stand up a little bit.
I think just like the physical contact, don't they, Argentina? He's just like getting stuck in there, don't they? And they can't help themselves.
Martinez from United.
Martinez, same.
He's a bit
similar.
Fortunately, he's quite good at timing at the moment, so, which he needs to be.
When you look at Romero, Romero reminds me very much of Rojo that was at United. And it just,
definitely.
Big time liability. And Romero's got it in him. And a very good player. When he's not playing stupid, very, very good player.
Yeah.
And I think they formed a real good team with him in that Van der Ven. It looks solid there at the back.
Yeah.
And that Udogie, I like that Udogie quite a lot as well.
Yeah.
He looks a decent player.
Who are they even going to play at the back? No, they can't use their 2 centre backs.
Well, they play us without Romero
and Maddison.
I don't know how long Maddison's out for.
Madison's out till like December, January.
Van der Ven was holding his hammy bad time, so I think he's going to be out for a while.
I just thought the way he pulled up, just like it's only hamstring. I don't think it's a strain. It went absolutely rapidly.
And I don't want to sort of like diss Eric Dyer too much, but
you always do. You might as well carry on.
I just don't think he's the solution to getting you into a top 4 team.
No, I think.
Did you see the banger he scored against Chelsea though? Where it was offside, but that was absolutely cracking goal, mate.
And it was marginally offside. Yeah. The angles they put on these VARs, I'm just like, why can't we just look down the line?
Problem is, if you've got injuries, you've got injuries. Yeah. If you've got a centre half, we've been playing with Johnny Evans. If you get
who
injuries,
is a centre half?
Oh no, Dyer, so wouldn't he?
He
I know he started
like
midfield.
A midfielder.
I think he's played.
Yeah.
He's played
more of a centre half.
He's a bit of a Phil Jones type player.
Yeah, but he's played centre half quite a lot, hasn't he? So I'd see him as a centre half rather than a midfielder.
I don't think you want Eric Dyer up against people like Haaland or
not if you can help it. No,
Tony. When Tony comes back, it's interesting where Tony goes to. In the
absolutely,
because I don't think he's going to stay at Brentford.
But again,
I think it's bound for him to go to Arsenal.
I think you're right.
I've heard him quoting like 100 million.
I think Arsenal's dead nailed on. I think you're right, 100%.
They need a striker.
They do.
You can't rely on Jesus, and then Nketiah's probably not.
Let's talk about Arsenal because Arsenal's one of them as well, where they've come in last season, so like charging all the way through to the end of the season, thinking they were going to win sort of like the league, and then it was taken away from them right at the end. But they seem to be doing well so far this season. Again, no injuries as such that I can think of. Nothing that I can think of
major.
Stands
I don't
out.
think that stands out.
They lost that Yuri and Timber right at the start of the season.
The fullback. The right back was it?
Yeah, right back.
But then you got the. I think he's been out for a couple of games, hasn't he? With a concussion.
Martinelli?
Odegaard.
He's been out. He's not been good. He's not really done anything.
I don't
think he's been as good.
He's a different player than last season.
I think Arsenal play with a lot of emotion, and
they do.
They have to be careful. The manager's very emotional as well, and it kind of
actually quite annoying.
Kind of leans onto the players, and then when you look at the one thing that annoys me about Arsenal more than anything is they've got the kid that was at City, the Ukrainian lad, Zinchenko. God, he thinks he's I don't know what he thinks about himself.
He scored a good goal against
but he just needs to chill out a little bit and just be a member of the team.
Yeah.
He actually thinks he's like the dad of the team, or he's like, it's his team.
Yeah.
If you don't play, I'm going to pick my ball up and piss off. He plays with that attitude. I'm like, mate, just calm it down a little bit. Someone needs to get in his ear, and so I tell him, just cool a little bit. Because he can be a very good player.
Yeah, sure.
The way he acts and the way he portrays himself on the field, he thinks he's like Roberto Carlos.
Yeah.
You're not, mate. You're not even close.
Yeah.
You couldn't get in the City team. You can't even get in the Arsenal team, really. But he's a squad player.
Yeah,
you know.
But they're ticking over all right this season, aren't they? But I don't think they're quite up to it as they were last season.
No.
If that makes sense.
Remember when Liverpool that
sure.
outstanding season, and both Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andy Robertson were on fire down both flanks. There was just nothing you could do wrong. Every cross was perfect, every run was perfect, every pass was perfect, every corner was perfect.
Yeah.
Everything Liverpool did that season through Alexander-Arnold and Robertson were bang on.
Yeah.
And last season, Arsenal had the same with Saka and Martinelli. Everything they did down the wings, they were bang on. They were getting positions. They were rushing. Gabriel Jesus was looking well. Even Nketiah was doing all right, sort of thing. And then you look at it now. Gabby Jesus goes out injured. Nketiah is definitely not a full-time Premier League forward.
Yeah,
he just for me isn't. He's a very good player.
Yeah,
again, not a starter for me.
He's not like a leader line type of striker. I don't think.
If he's your only forward, you're in that Brighton zone where you need another forward.
Yeah.
You definitely need someone. And Brighton we've always talked about Brighton needing that forward to go to the next level. And now they've got Evan Ferguson.
Yeah.
Who's looking good to me.
Good player.
He's looking like a young, really strong talent. And if Brighton can keep hold of him, which I think they will, they just sort of like brought his wages up to parity.
He's just signed a new contract until 2029.
That's what I'm saying. So hopefully they can keep. Well, that's all about spending paying.
Yeah.
You know, if he wants to leave, he'll leave.
If he keeps improving,
And
Brighton, 100%. Brighton
knows to shake you down.
Brighton are the best at it at the moment.
And one of the ways of doing it is to get him on a long contract. They know if he's improving, he's going to be worth a few years.
I'll give you one word that tells you how good Brighton are at shaking people down. Cucurella.
Yeah.
They got 60 odd million for Cucurella.
Yeah.
62 million, right? If Cucurella's worth 62 million, I'm worth at least 45.
Yeah.
Right? At least as I stand now.
Yeah.
Right?
I think at the time Chelsea were getting the pants pulled down a bit, weren't they? Because I think the guy coming in.
But we put an offer in of 50 odd million, I think.
Oh really?
Yeah, we were looking at the time of Cucurella. We put an offer in of 50 odd million.
I didn't realise you'd put a bid in.
And then Chelsea come in and went, oh, we'll do 65 or 62, whatever it was, and out trumped us with money. And Brighton went, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And Cucurella went, see you, then I'll go to Chelsea.
Did you favour there?
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I don't know, playing under Pep might be different.
At the time, you're like, oh, I kind of wanted Cucurella to come. He looked good at Brighton, but I feel like that's just Brighton. I told you this last week. Like, there's so many players that leave Brighton and then end up not being that good at another team because Brighton play in a system and they can only play well in that system under that manager type thing.
Caicedo fall into that category? I mean, he's
probably
he's not putting trees at Chelsea. I don't know. It's early days. It's been team wise, it's been a bit like that anyway. But
I think with Caicedo at Chelsea, I think he plays a very similar role to Fernandes. But I think Fernandes is better than him.
They do seem similar players to me.
I don't think you need both. I don't think you need both Caicedo and Fernandes.
Yeah,
two holding mid.
I think you're right.
But then Lavia comes in, and Lavia's a holding mid as well.
Yeah,
sort of thing. So you got three of them there then. And it's with Chelsea. I'm just unsure how they're going to keep all the players happy that comes in. I don't want to go back to Chelsea because we're talking about Arsenal, but I think Arsenal definitely will sign Tony.
Jackie will definitely go on there,
yeah.
He's an Arsenal fan.
What's his first name?
Ivan.
I've got James Tony in my mind, the boxer. Can't get as soon as I said it, then I thought James Tony. It's not right.
Yeah. Is he worth 100 million? I mean, that's a moot point really, because players are only worth what the people are going to spend on them, aren't they? Yeah. Is he going to improve Arsenal? Is he an Arsenal type of player?
He knows where the goal is. He's definitely a goal scorer.
Is he an Arsenal type of player though?
Where did he play before Brentford? Where did he get him from?
Peterborough,
was it?
Peterborough United.
Right.
So it was only 4 years ago he was playing in League One.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I know.
And he's what, 25,
28?
28 now?
I think he's 28, isn't he?
I would have said like 26.
I think he's 28. We can Google it, but I think he's 28.
Wow.
But he's,
I thought he was like 25, 26, but...
I think he's one of them that's been around, a bit like Jamie Vardy style. I think he's been in a lower
leagues
for a while.
I mean, you can get late bloomers.
27.
27. Ian Wright was a famous
28
one,
tomorrow.
Yeah.
That was his birthday. 26 yesterday.
But Ian Wright was like that, wasn't he? He was sort of like late in the day when he came to Arsenal.
March. Yeah, but I think with Arsenal, I still think Arsenal... the fullback. I think he had his head turned in the summer. Gabriel. I think he had his head turned by Saudi Arabia.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Who?
Gabriel is his name.
Right. Centre back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I think he had his head turned in the summer, and I think he may have wanted the pay packet that went with the Saudi move.
Yeah.
Didn't materialise. Probably wanted to stay at Arsenal, go for the title push that they're going for this season. I might be wrong with this, but this is what I sort of like seen and read in the newspapers and sort of like seen with interviews and whatever.
Right.
But I don't know. He doesn't look the same player as he was last season.
Yeah.
And same with Saliba. So I know Saliba's had a bit of an injury.
I think Saliba's one of the better centre backs.
Yeah, he's a very good player.
I think he's been decent. I think he's been good this season though.
But he's been injured, hasn't he, a little bit? Had a little bit of an injury.
I think he has actually. Yeah.
So I think Arsenal are just a little bit unsettled at the moment. Maybe after Christmas they may settle down into something.
They could click into gear again, and
there's one player at Arsenal. There's one player at Arsenal. I'm just hoping he makes a move somewhere because I desperately want to see him play regular. Because I think he's a top player. Emil Smith-Rowe.
Yeah. Yeah, well, again, I think he was unlucky. Did he have a bad injury for a while?
Yeah,
he was out for a long while, but
his knee as well.
But he's Arsenal,
difficult to get looking
through
now.
and through. When I watched the Arsenal documentary, he was proper Arsenal through and through.
Yeah.
And I just love to see him. It's somewhere like Villa.
There was a video on the thing.
Brighton, somewhere like that.
Where I don't remember what game it was, but he came on as a sub and didn't really do much, and after the game started crying.
He's Arsenal through and through, and it'd be hard for him to leave probably a boyhood club. I mean, you see it.
Of course.
Loads of people do it. People who leave the boyhood clubs.
Yeah.
Danny Welbeck left United.
Yeah.
As a
Cole Palmer just left
City. You get people like that where they go through. They grow up at the clubs and they run through the academies, and then all of a sudden they're gone. And I just want to see him. I just want to see him on a different platform, away from Arsenal, because I think he's a top player.
Yeah. No, I do. From what I've saw of him, previous seasons, he has looked really, really good and a real big promise. But
and I'd like to see him at somewhere like a Villa.
Yeah, he still seems to have to get a look in at the moment, does he?
Yeah.
But I think he's fit again, though, isn't he now?
He is. He's just come back from fitness.
So you never know as the season goes on. If they get one or two injuries, he might get a look in again.
Yeah, especially with Odegaard out, especially if Odegaard's
injured.
You just never know. That's who's keeping him out of the team, really. Odegaard's one of their best players, so it's going to be hard for him to stop.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not sure what's happened with Thomas Partey. I know there was issues surrounding him legally. So I don't know what's come about with that, but he seems to have disappeared a little bit.
Has he played at all this season?
I thought he had a couple of games, didn't he? Did he play against us?
I thought he picked up an injury a while ago.
They said he's injured. And
then they said he was injured.
Because it was a Spain game, wasn't it?
Yeah, that he's not allowed to go. If he goes to Spain, he'll get arrested.
Yeah. Just scoot down to the bottom, mate, because I know I don't want to scoot over Villa too much as well, because we've not really touched on Villa and what they're doing. But I think with the kid up front,
Ollie Watkins.
Yeah, he's playing with his tail up at the moment. Watkins.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I think Douglas Luiz. I've always banged on about how good he is. How good I think Douglas Luiz is. And I think they're just gelling at the moment. I think with they got that Pau Torres, didn't they? Close season.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think they need one other defender for me.
Well, they've got that Diego Carlos, who's been injured for so long.
Oh yeah,
and he's going to come back.
Yeah, that might be what I'm talking about. Then that's I think what's going to put them to the next level.
Yeah.
They need that, and that'll push.
And he was one of that. He was seen as one of the best centre backs in Spain.
You're right.
Have they got Europe this season, Villa? Or are they?
Yeah, they're in the Conference League.
Oh, they right.
Yeah, they've been playing in Europe, so they've had a few games.
Right. Okay. Yeah,
I don't
really watch them lower Conference League.
No, I just thought there's one of the teams up there that was in Europe.
Next few games?
Look, they've got Leisure in the Conference League.
Oh, look at that though.
Yeah, you're right.
Tottenham. That's going to be a great game.
I'll tell you what, you're not wrong, aren't you?
That's going to be a banging game, that, because that'll judge where Spurs are with their injuries.
I feel like last season as well, like Villa went there and won 2-0.
I think that I'm going to go for Villa with that. And,
I would go for Villa as well.
Is that Legia Warsaw, is it?
Yeah.
I think it just depends who Tottenham have got fit.
They've got Bournemouth at home.
Again, Tottenham without someone like Son, different side. You didn't have Son, you didn't have Maddison. A lot different for Tottenham.
Brentford are just going to be Brentford, aren't they? They're just going to be around about that, hover between 11th and 7th.
Between 12th and 8th.
They're going to go 11th to 7th, then they'll go back to 11th, then they'll go 15th, then they'll go 10th again. Then
pretty solid, aren't they?
And they'll probably finish 8th in the season.
Yeah,
8th is quite high though. I can't see them finishing 8th.
When you look at the top 10, it's quite that's a
like this season. The teams in the league this season are like a lot better than for a long time.
You look at teams now, like Forest could go to anywhere and beat anyone.
Yeah,
on the day they could do without a doubt.
Anyone can beat anyone.
Anyone can say that's what I'm saying. Anyone can beat anyone on the day.
Yeah.
This time last year when we broke up for the World Cup, City just lost 2-1 to Brentford. If you remember, at home, sort of thing. So there's a testament to that.
We played Forest not so long ago. They were beating us 2-0 in like
Forest. You're banging on about Villa being so Forest just beat Villa 2-0.
I watched a great game at the weekend. Was Forest against West Ham. Absolute banger of a game, cracking game. I mean, the football on Sunday on the TV was. I just sat down. I sat all day and just watched football all day, and I watched the Forest West Ham game and then the City Chelsea game straight after it. And I was just like, what a great game! 13 goals.
Yeah. I know.
Like, what a banger of a game! The banger of a day that was.
Premier League for you, isn't it?
Exactly.
2 Serie A matches. It probably was like 1 goal, wasn't it, in 2 matches? 0-0 and 1-0.
450 fouls. In the first half. But go down to the bottom 3, Aid. I think that's our bottom 3.
I agree.
At the moment,
like they're just going to start stretching away. Bournemouth win one more game and then it's a 6-point gap. Do you know what I mean? And
you just can't see past it at the moment, can you?
No,
I know it's a quarter of the season, but you can't. You
look at the last 5 games for all the teams. Burnley just don't seem to get a break no matter what.
Yeah.
And I don't click on Burnley. See
Yeah,
these games
it feels like they play someone in the top 5 every week.
That's what I was going to say. It seems like they're always playing top teams.
Playing
West Ham,
Arsenal,
Sheffield,
West
and
Ham.
Wolves. There you go. So they've got to run it.
The run's now, isn't it?
They've got to get some points out of this run.
You cannot. Like they have to win Sheffield United at home. It's a must win.
So it's West Ham away, West Ham at home, Sheffield at home, Wolves away. Next 3 games.
Yeah,
they've
big
got,
matches.
They've got
to
to pick up
that.
They've got to pick up 6 points.
Yeah,
out of the 9.
at least 4 to 6 at least.
Yeah.
I would say
They've got a run there all the way up to Liverpool of games.
Yeah, up until Christmas they've got a run.
Yeah, they've got a run where they could get points. But it's important.
Every game's winnable.
It's important that they do.
Yeah,
for Vinny and
his
team to get out of that rut. Really, they might still go down, but what I'm saying, they need to get out of that rut. They need to put points on the board.
Yeah, you just look at the teams above them, like pretty much what we said. You can't see them being worse. The teams just above them, like Fulham, Forest. Everton.
I can see Bournemouth maybe, but they just beat
Bournemouth
Newcastle 2-0. But I can't see any of these going down. Fulham, Everton, Norwich, Forest, Crystal Palace, Wolves.
I can see Everton.
Maybe Fulham.
I can see Everton. If Everton get two injuries, 2 key injuries, and it's someone like a Decore and Calvert-Lewin again.
Anyway.
Who have they got?
I think they know how to play without Calvert-Lewin.
The only reason they're going up the league is because when Calvert-Lewin's playing.
Yeah.
If he goes out again, who've they got?
He just seems a bit fragile, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he always seems like...
It seems to be made out of Weetabix.
Yeah.
Who actually have... They've got like Dan Juma, haven't they?
And they got that new kid up front.
Beto. Yeah, that's who it is. Beto.
Yeah. Is he Italian? Big
not
lad.
sure, not too much of him.
Big lad.
I think he just came from Italy.
He's a big lad though, isn't he?
Oh yeah,
Puts himself
6'4".
about. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like him. But I can see Bournemouth pulling away. Their manager might be able to click a little bit now. Especially they've got a big psychological win over Newcastle, didn't they? 2-0.
Yeah.
Played well.
They needed
great win. Great win for
Bournemouth has not been
I'd
great.
say he's a decent player, like Christie from Bournemouth.
Ryan Christie.
Ryan Christie, yeah.
Number 10.
Yeah, he looks decent. He just, I don't know how old he is or what he's...
You said the opposite to me when he was playing City.
He looked bad against City, but I watched him against Newcastle and he had a proper shape. He put a shift in against us, but he just wasn't getting the support from the team.
He was kind of like complaining a lot.
He was trying to kick the players.
Yeah, he was kicking players, and you were like, "Where's he from?" I was like, "Scottish," and you were like, "Alright, that's fine."
That's it. What do you think of the Slanky then for Bournemouth?
Oh, he's a top player, I think.
Solanke.
He's doing a bit better this season, but
he's at his team. That's his team.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get.
I
don't think like Chelsea going to come in and sign him or anything.
No, I think he's not going to go higher than Bournemouth.
I think teams like Bournemouth, I think they probably will be all right. But I think a lot of it is when you're at the bottom, it is injuries even more, important. 2 or 3 players. The squads down there just aren't big enough, I don't think, to cope with it, and it can have a big impact.
Yeah, and I think when you look at I'd say he's doing a great job as well. He's Gary O'Neill at Wolves.
Yeah.
They turned us over. They turned Spurs over.
Looking at last season, and he's close to going down.
They've been very unlucky. Very. They've had so many results against them, like VAR. Like they should have got a result against United.
Could have been a penalty at the end.
Yeah,
they got a very level-headed manager with Gary O'Neill, who I think is one of the young managers that reads the game so well, understands what's needed in a game.
Yeah.
The right substitutions, the right starting 11, the impact players that are going to come off the bench, the timing of whatever. Look what he did at weekend against Spurs. They played to the 97th minute. They scored 2 in stoppage time to take the game. And that's a massive win for Wolves.
Yeah, of course it is.
And if you watch the game, I don't know if you watched it, but if you watch the game, Wolves were miles better team throughout the whole... They just couldn't convert the chances.
Yeah.
And I think Wolves are another one that's struggling with a forward. They need a forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You've got like Cunha, I think it's a great link-up play from midfield.
Yeah.
He's a bit like Joe Linton, linking up the midfield to the forwards. Very, very similar sort of style of play. Big sort of like...
He's almost like a second striker, isn't he, Cunha? He needs another striker.
Needs someone else with him.
Yeah.
And they're missing the winger at the moment.
They've got that really tall guy though, haven't they? What's like Eastern European.
He's a sub though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a sub, but like...
Yeah, he's like 6'9", isn't he?
Yeah,
massive.
Something like 6'7".
Yeah, they just like pump the ball up forward. But who's the winger they're missing? Not Jota, but a name like Jota. Neto.
Oh yeah,
they've got him missing.
Pedro Neto.
Yeah, they've got him missing at the moment out for injury. And I think if he would have been playing against Spurs, I think Wolves would have been 3-up before the stoppage time. I think that game would have been well over. If they
he's their best player, isn't he?
They were missing Neto 100%.
Yeah, they're looking a lot better this season, without a doubt.
They look more settled.
Better. Yeah, they do.
Like
a bit more consistent, don't they?
Yeah,
they're struggling last season, but this season
again, a couple of games where they're going to get results here. Fulham's possible. They've got Fulham, Arsenal, and Burnley. And a few games there, and they got Forest. A few games there where they can pick some serious points up.
Forest and
West Ham table.
Yeah, could very easily be like 9 out of 12. That.
Yeah, easy. Yeah. But it's but Wolves, it's one of them teams. But I think going back, I think the bottom three are the bottom three. Can't see Luton pulling up any trees.
When was the last time
at the moment.
the 3 teams that came up went down? Has that ever happened?
Yeah, must have.
Because I saw a stat. It's like
must have. When Derby came up,
yeah.
Then the 3 teams go down. Was it Derby, Sheffield, and someone else?
Possibly, yeah. I can't remember who the other one was now.
My memory's not that great for things like that.
That season where
before.
I realise it's silly. You know that season where Derby finished on how many points?
12.
They beat City 3-1 that season.
With Stuart Pearce the manager.
And they only won one game.
With Stuart Pearce the manager.
I'm not sure, but they won one game all season and it was City.
Well, what else? Of course it was. Had to be. If that was a quiz question, I'd actually put Man City as the answer. Derby only won when they finished with 12 points. Only won one game all season. Who was it against?
That's actually a good quiz question now. Actually.
But the other side of that, I think if that was the era when Stuart Pearce was our manager, I think we went the whole season with scoring no goals at home. Something like that.
That's impossible.
It was something like that. I can't remember the stat, but it was a crazy stat that you'd look and go, "What the?" And he's the manager, and he still has the balls to talk punditry on the TV about what managers are doing wrong. And I'm like, mate, you're in no position to tell any manager what they're doing wrong, right?
Have you seen your record?
Same as Gary Neville, mate. I've seen your record in Spain.
Yeah.
You were shit as a manager. Stop telling other managers what they should and shouldn't be doing because you were shit.
I know, yeah.
You can't tell. You have no right to tell them. You can tell them as a player.
Yeah.
As a player, I should have done his positioning there as a right back.
Yeah.
Should have done that. He should have got forward as a right back doing that.
But at the same time, it is his job. Like you can't just be like, he's not just going to be like asked a question and be like, oh well, I can't say that because I was a shit manager.
Yeah, but you can't say what he's doing wrong. You can't start questions. What Pep's doing wrong.
Yeah. I don't say that. I don't think that's ever come out of his mouth.
I need to go back at the video and have a look. Because if it is, I need
there's no way he's ever said that. What Pep's doing wrong.
Yeah. But anyway, that's. I think that's our. So where are we going now? Is it just it's not mid-season. It's a quarter season.
Quarter way through at the moment.
Where do you reckon?
Who's your surprise of the season so far?
Well, I'd probably say Villa.
Personally, for me, I'd still say Tottenham.
I think Villa but I predicted Villa to finish top 4 to be a surprise top 4. So it's not a surprise to me that they're up there.
Tottenham after losing Harry Kane, everyone thought that's it for them.
Well, my biggest surprise, not really, because I think Tottenham are in a false position. Let's discuss Tottenham at the halfway stage,
okay,
and see where it goes. But my biggest surprise for so far this season is Chelsea being still so bad.
It was never going to turn around like that in one season. You can't just have one summer and one thingy
I think
new manager that's never played with these players before and just be like, because it's obviously something like a lot further than the team. It's not. It's like it's behind the scenes.
I get that, but it's 10 points off top 4 already.
Yeah,
it's a long way. You're losing 2-0 at home to Brentford.
Yeah,
that shouldn't be happening.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be.
He's got a big squad to go out there, hasn't he? And I don't think he's
still choosing his best team.
His best team, I think.
But he's a manager. He's a manager. You give me Chelsea's team tomorrow, and I'll put a team out there, and probably get a result.
Yeah,
right, with their squad they've got.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean by
sound like Gary Neville, mate.
Mate, England
manager
like
played 1-1.
Played 1-1. 100% record for
England.
Who did you play? Scotland.
I won the league with the Bulldogs. There you go. Right? How about that? Eh? I've got proof as a manager. Winning tournaments, winning leagues.
God, Jesus Christ.
Albeit some
Mate, I remember when you
I'm at my level.
I remember when you coached my school team one time.
Yeah,
we lost 6-1.
Shy, mate.
It was the players that time.
I got beat 13-0.
It was 6-1. I scored and took my top off saying why it was me, and we were 6-0 down.
I'd actually agree with AD. I think Tottenham my biggest surprise.
Yeah,
because I thought losing Kane and Postecoglou, I thought he's managing Scotland, but I mean, I thought anyone could do that, even Steven Gerrard could do that. So I thought, no way. But until the last 2 matches.
It's like dig at the Scousers there.
It's got to be some stage.
Only half an hour in.
Sometimes. I just think they massively surprised me where they've been this season. I didn't think they'd be anywhere near the top. I thought it'd be like mid-table. But now they might be end of the season. I get that. But up to this point, they've probably surprised me more than any team. I thought Villa would be sort of up there-ish. I thought they'd do well.
There's always that team that sort of gets off to a flying start. That's in the top 4.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the top 4 till Christmas, and all of a sudden you just go.
Well, that's what you thought about Arsenal, and then you would just get like, why are they still there? Like, it was like February. I was like, why are they still there?
I said the same about Leicester.
I think we had teams like West Ham and Brighton up there, haven't we, before now? Where they've done really well. First 8-10 matches been right up there, and you think, not going to stay there. I think Tom's probably going to be a bit the same.
2 seasons ago, I think United social media put "Don't say it," and United were top of the league.
Stop the count.
It was like one of them. And I said to you, "Don't go too early."
Top of the league,
and you went, "I don't care." I'm not even looking, sort of thing. You're a level-headed United fan, but it's the United social media thing that were going on about it. And to be top of the league, and everyone was like, don't say all of a sudden United just went ding, 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 ding. Next thing, the orange and green scarves were out, yellow and green scarves were out, and the process were going on about the Glazers.
It's been a long time ago. I can't remember being top of the league. A long time ago.
I'm not going to lie. I think it was after one game.
I was going to say, I think some
I think it was last season. I'm pretty sure it was last season after one game. Don't say it's so or something like. Don't say it.
Yeah, not last season.
And they played on Friday night.
They were the opening game.
That could be last season. We got the first 2 games on the run, didn't we, by Brighton and Brentford.
I can't remember when it was, but it was out there. But I think
Spurs for me.
So going back to surprise, but going back to the league now, you think that's the bottom 3?
I can't see any different.
Burnley.
I can't see any different.
Unless you just see just a burst of form from Burnley.
Yeah, revival.
At the moment, I think after January, I think you look at it again, don't you? Say if they've signed some players, then things might change. But I can't see anything past them. The bottom 3 there.
Yeah,
it's what it is.
What about go up to the top 8? What do you reckon for top 4?
I think City, Liverpool, Arsenal are nailed on top 4.
I agree.
I think, but they're probably going to be there at the end of the season, without a doubt. I think that from 4 to 7, it's going to be a bit more
congested.
open. I think it's going to be
the
so difficult to see at the moment. You've got the January transfer window.
Yep.
Hopefully, we might get a few injured players back. Some of our main players like Martinez and Shaw at the back. Big massive misses.
Amrabat.
Hopefully someone might start scoring. That'd be nice. Obviously Mainu's back now. I know he's a lot of things he's put on an 18-year-old, but he's going to be. I think.
What positions does he play?
Casemiro, sort of holding midfielder.
I read this morning that United are looking at offers for Casemiro in the January window.
Well, I've heard a story. Whether that's true or not is different. I think there's been interest in Saudi Arabia, which could be absolutely true.
You might just be doing the Nate from the 3rd season of Ted Lasso.
I don't know. It's funny, Casemiro one last season he was really good, but this season he's just been nowhere near it. But
world class player,
Is he
world class? Getting older now. He's 32.
No, he's not world class now. 31, I think.
31.
Yeah,
that's crazy. You would think he's older than that. Kevin De Bruyne is 31.
Yeah, honestly, he was great last season. This season he's not done much. Yeah. So if they might have got a new team coming in now that's going to run the football inside. So if someone did offer a big money for him, they might think just cash in now and just rebuild, get someone else, which I'd probably go for.
Yeah.
So who's your
if you got 100 million for Casemiro, how much you pay for him? 70.
I think it said 60 or 70, depending on which paper you read.
If you can get 100 million for him from Saudi, you'd be able to fix that roof and that leak in your roof.
So you think City, Liverpool, Arsenal, and who's the 4th that'll get top 4?
I think it's a toss-up between 3 teams. And I'm going to say Villa.
You're going to say Villa, Newcastle and Chelsea?
No, I'm going to say Villa, United and Chelsea.
You think Chelsea will come good?
Yeah.
I just didn't expect you to say United, but I think that the 4th spot will be United.
I think United. Look at United's form in the last 5 games. Played 5, won 4.
They're the top of the league.
Who did they lose against in that 5?
Is that a joke?
I don't know.
I actually thought until he gave me the side.
Yeah. No, it's one of those. I mean, it's one of those. Any other season, you think they're winning when they're playing badly. Well, not playing bad. I mean, it's the press saying playing shit all the time.
You're winning. It's not convincing.
No, in patches we've been good, but we're just not. We're not convincing up front. Yeah. We're creating chances now, but we're just not putting the ball in the back of net. Rashford 1 goal all season. Last season he couldn't stop scoring.
Akanji too.
Yeah, exactly. That was a good point. Absolutely great point. You've got one of your main forwards there. He's not scoring goals. Yeah. We have to rely on Lindelof at the weekend. Centre halves to score one. Yeah. Can't.
Who wouldn't probably get in the team if?
He wouldn't.
Was there.
No, if everyone was fit, he wouldn't be in the team.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
So
it's going to be close.
We've not really touched on United there, but it seems to be a little bit of a. What do you think's the beef with Varane?
Not sure.
Do you think there's something there though?
I'm not sure whether it's because he's maybe saying he's injured when he's not. Maybe. Because he gets injured quite a lot. Yeah, he's missed quite a few matches for Varane. Right. In his day, again, when he's played for us, Martinez nailed on starters. Played great at the back, really good.
I just don't rush him back.
I've not heard anything in the papers to say that anything has gone on. I've not heard anything about it. People obviously say
it looks like a bit of body language there, isn't it, when he brought him on a sub last week?
Yeah, you'd think if he was fit again, he'd be playing because he's not been playing Maguire at all, but he's been playing Maguire.
But Maguire's been your best player.
He's been playing well lately.
Yeah.
You know, fair play to him. Fair play to him.
Professional, very professional.
For being a professional, just cracking on with it. You know, I've got nothing against him at all.
Yeah.
If he plays shit, I'll say he plays shit. But attitude-wise, I'd never have a go at him.
No,
Not at all. I think maybe that's one of the reasons why he's sticking with him.
Yeah.
He's thinking, well, he's got a better attitude and he's actually playing well. So,
Do you reckon he'll change him back to captain?
no.
No.
No, you can't do that.
No, he'll stick with Fernandes. Well,
can't do that.
absolutely nailed on.
Yeah.
I don't
I think,
change that.
I think City, Liverpool, Arsenal, and then a toss-up between
I do.
Villa, Man United, and Chelsea.
I'd have to agree with that.
But if you're thinking the toss-up between Chelsea, you got to put Newcastle in there somewhere.
I just don't think. I think it's too much for Newcastle this season.
I
They've got too
agree,
much on
but
the plate.
I agree. I don't think Newcastle will get it, but
I mean, it's one of those at the moment. You know, if they go out of Europe like we might do, you know, before Christmas, then starting in January, you've got no Europe,
but you can
and no Carling Cup.
Depends where you finish. You might go into
the
Europa League.
Yeah, I mean,
and you don't want that.
As we stand, I would go with that. But I think I think in January you'd look at it again when you're halfway through the season. I think we might change our minds a bit. But
I think Chelsea, that draw against us probably give Chelsea a real big sort of like jab in the arm. So where they can sort of like, you know, kick on.
I think they've got the manager and they've got the players
they're
to
like
get up there.
talking to themselves like we can compete for the title if we're playing against.
They're not going to compete for the title.
No, but they can. Like, obviously, like next season they can.
Maybe like say someone like Nkunku might come in. He might start scoring a couple of goals or something. Might start. You know, he might kick them on a player like that.
You know what? I'm going to say it. 4th place, Chelsea.
All right, you talked him up. Okay, you still got to find 10 points from somewhere, and no one else dropping 10 points.
That happens over time.
Yeah, I mean they've got a bit to make up, haven't they?
Yeah, they got a bit.
We've
We're just 5 behind now, so we've got a bit closer to.
You got to remember, Chelsea is still shit, right? We've not turned it around like
Yeah,
that.
no, absolutely.
All against City.
No, I'm just saying.
There was a lot of mistakes in the game, and the weather was pissing down. A lot of bad weather playing in that game.
I just think they've got the players in the squad that they can do. They are capable,
and they've got the right manager
of doing it. I think so. Yeah, he's experienced in the Premier League and everything, isn't he? So
I said to you loads as well.
Took Spurs to the Champions League final and finished second.
Yeah, no, decent manager,
but didn't win anything.
No, we'll talk about getting to top four.
That's because he was the manager of Spurs, though. I don't think that's the manager. That's just Spurs.
I'm not going to lie. If Pochettino took a job in NFL, his team would be the Bills.
But I don't think they should have got rid of him. You know, they sacked Pochettino. I don't think they should have got rid of him at the time. But
Spurs,
yeah,
no, I agree.
You know, I think he could. I think he still absolutely could have won.
Who did they replace him with? Mourinho, wasn't it?
Right. Yeah.
Or
was it that Espirito de Santo?
Oh, he might have been. Did he come after it?
After Mourinho?
No, I think you're right. I think that De Santo.
He's just been fired again from Saudi.
I know, right?
Al Ittihad, or whoever it is.
Yeah.
Is Al Ittihad?
Yeah.
But it's Saudi leagues. I've seen better teams in our Sunday leagues.
You get like 500 fans at the game. Certain games.
More people in our office. Most of their games, right?
I know.
But
and a more atmosphere as well.
Yeah. So, and the surprise team of the season for me, still, I'm going with Villa.
What about the most disappointing team so far?
Burnley.
Yeah. I think that's.
Yeah, you could shout that really. Yeah,
you could even put that as like surprising team because I thought they were going to do a lot better.
I'm sure before the season started, I'm sure I put Burnley further up the table.
I made like a Premier League prediction.
I thought they'd do all right.
And I had like Tottenham 9th, the 4th right now, and I had Burnley like 12th or something. And
1-1 drawn, 1-1 drawn, 1 lost 10.
Yeah, scored 9.
That's bad.
Yeah,
that's like Derby standard.
Man, it is. It's probably.
I think Derby had more points by this point.
Yeah, it's bad.
Really?
Yeah.
They're all shit at the bottom.
Well, the first the first 12 games they had like something like 8 points, but then the rest they had like 5.
All the bottom 3 have only won 1 game.
Yeah.
They're all like
1 game each.
They're all against like each other as well, aren't they? Are they?
12.
Are they all like against each other?
Well, they could have been. Oh, they could have been. Yeah.
Who did Sheffield? No, Sheffield United beat Wolves.
I've got a feeling Burnley beat Luton 2-1.
Yeah, they did. And then Luton beat who? Who's Luton beat?
Sheffield. Oh no! Oh, they got a draw against Liverpool, didn't they?
Who's Luton beat?
I don't know.
Bournemouth, Fulham.
Must have been someone like that. I don't remember Luton ever winning.
Interesting to see.
Click on it.
Who's Luton beat?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Can't go back. Can't see what they are. Yeah, scores and fixtures. Is that everybody or just Luton? Keep going back.
Everton.
That's I remember it now. Yeah.
Everton. That's it.
You know what? That sums Everton up to a T. That's Everton.
They beat someone the week before, like 3-0.
That's Everton.
That was them at the start of the season, wasn't it? But now they're looking a little bit better now, aren't they? I thought that should be gone as well, but they sort of seem to have picked up a little bit.
I think they've had a little bit of an easy run.
Yeah,
I think
maybe.
Everton will get found out again.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace away is not an easy game.
No, I know, but tell me, name me 5 top Palace players. Name me 5 Palace players.
Eze,
Elise.
Was Elise playing?
Edouard.
Edouard. I'm not sure.
Can't think of any more.
Oh, he should.
Guehi.
Yeah. Mitchell, Tyrick Mitchell.
No, I'm talking top players, mate. Not
What?
just
Right, so don't ask me to name Palace players. Yeah.
But yeah,
Prince Charles. King Charles now, anyway.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think bottom 3 as it is, and I think
Looks
I think
like
you're
it,
right. The
doesn't
top, I think yourselves, Arsenal, Liverpool. I think would be top 3 at the moment. Definitely, then
Just
be one of
Liverpool.
three teams.
I'm just hoping. Well, I'm not hoping, but I want to see Liverpool whether they'll be able to hang on. Because again, a couple of injuries. Liverpool, have they got someone to come in from the side to cover Salah? Have they got someone to come in from the side to cover? The kid from Brighton they signed. There's another one. Brighton pulled people's pants down with.
McAllister.
Yeah.
You know,
It's coming like they do it a lot, don't they?
And then sign Enciso, people like that.
And then you'll go to someone for like 50, 60 million next year.
as well. Yeah,
and then he'll be shy.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, good
that's
one.
That's our season review so far.
Yeah.
If you want us to do these on a regular basis, just let us know. And if you want us to do a weekly one, a monthly one, a daily one, it won't be daily. Be weekly. We could do the. We used to do. What do we call it? The Monday morning moan.
Monday morning moan, wasn't it?
We're still moaning on a Monday morning, aren't we?
It's most mornings. Most morning moan. That's what it should be.
A football moan. If you want us to carry on with them, just let us know in the comments.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll get onto it, sort of thing. Because we enjoy talking. This is our strongest sport.
Absolutely, yeah.
Really,
Talk about football all day, couldn't we? Without doubt.
It's not even the strongest subject in anything, mate.
Yeah. Don't know anything else. Just shitloads about football.
I'm good at maths, but I'm on, so whether you want to watch it.
It's like my brother used to say, I'm not very clever, but I'm good with my hands. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers.
Cheers.